welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber from Little Farm Homestead, and today I've decided to share our spring garden, our growing and budding spring garden on a very windy day. So bear with me while I walk you through the garden. Okay, so here is our garden this season. One new thing we added are the drip lines. Last year we did not do that, or any of the years before now. We watered everything by hand with the hose, and we have a water line here, and then we have a water line over here near the greenhouse. But I'll kind of walk through everything. Right in the front of the garden we have some flowers growing up. There's some sunflowers on either side, and then there's just a little walk path here. Both of these two rows are tomatoes on either side of the path. This entire lane here are cucumbers, which we will be trellising with cattle panels. We started a little bit down there, but we're going to use rebar to string them up lengthwise to make them a little taller and longer. We are also adding in some landscape fabric to cut down on weeding on some areas. This row here that has the landscape fabric is lettuces. This entire row, like I said, is all cucumber. There's 4 different varieties. There's Parisian pickling, Boston cucumber, Biet Alpha, and this one here, the Jayabai, I don't know how to say it. This row here has additional tomatoes with a handful of brassicas way at the end. This entire row are beans, green beans. The very last 2 rows on either side is zucchini and then squash. The very ends of both of those rows are okra. And the 2 rows next to it all the way through are about 7 different varieties of peppers. We've got jalapeno, serrano, poblano, green bell pepper, golden bell pepper. We have different types of chili peppers, pepperoncinis, sweet banana, hot banana, all kinds of different varieties growing up there. And so far so good. Things have gone really smoothly. We haven't had too many issues with pests. We have had issues with rabbits eating our brassicas, and we have had a small amount of caterpillars coming against our beans, but fortunately we have some ladybugs coming to clean up and helping out. I have seen some ants moving along the leaves, which typically means aphids, and I do see a little bit of aphid activity here, especially on this leaf, which is unfortunate, but I'm hoping that Mrs. Ladybug here will get after it and tamper down that issue. Really excited about the addition of the watering line throughout the garden this year. This is going to save an abundant amount of time and energy keeping up with the garden. I am so glad to have it. I don't have it on a timer yet, which is a next step. Right now I'm just coming out in the morning and letting it run for an hour or 2. And then that's pretty much it for the day. And it hasn't been too sunny yet. It's been in the 80s, but hasn't been overwhelmingly sunny. So it's helped to keep things under control. Only watering the tops of the rows will help to cut down on weeds as well, especially in the walk paths. So yeah, I'm hopeful that, especially with the landscape fabric, we'll be able to produce a lot. These 2 rows with the tomatoes all the way down, I want to mulch to help reduce weeds with them. And that's the goal. In the greenhouse, we still have a few things growing. Maybe I'll take you in there and show you that. But Luke has been out helping me in the garden with his little excavator. And this is still early days of the garden, but we're super happy about it. In this first row, all the way down, these are all paste tomatoes with a few cherry tomatoes on the end. The second row are primarily slicers with some cherry tomatoes down at the end. In the additional tomato row down here, those are all cherry tomatoes with one variety of paste tomatoes, which is the Amish paste, which are all in that row. So in the greenhouse, we have a few radishes that are still in here. We have some baby lettuce that's growing up. We have some flowers that have yet to be planted that really need to be planted. We have little baby tomato starts and a romaine. We have some baby asparagus coming up. Some more tomatoes to be put out. And primarily all that's in this area are lettuces, a few tomatoes, one lone okra that probably needs to go ahead and go out, and some flowers.